Hey, thanks again for stopping in, guys. Rusty's Backyard RC. I'm, of course, is Rusty. So we're here with Junior. It's our little SXC24, the Axial C10. And what I want to do is just talk about simple upgrades to add weight to your truck. We're gonna put it over here on the obstacle a little bit. Am I out of the way?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. We're gonna run it across there and take a few notes. And I'm gonna point a few things out. But basically, what it is the series is this first little part is what's the easiest modification you can do to your truck without getting too extensive. I've got a whole slew of parts over here, but those will come on down the road. So what we're going to be looking for is, I don't know, am I in the frame? Mm-hmm. Is how the truck performs over on the obstacle course as far as articulation. In other words, the amount of travel each axle has to work independent of itself or of the other one. And then we're going to, the additions to the truck will be, like I said, everything's weight oriented. I've already got on the front of this one, on the front of Junior here. I don't know if you can see that. Still can't see that. Okay. But I have the front differential cover, and that's 9 grams. And then the next thing, another easy upgrade are these. These are the hex hubs, and I believe these are the 7mm, and these just pop. You just pull your tire wheel off, and these just slide right over the. Well, you've got to pull the stock plastic hub off, but these just pop right in. And then the next upgrade from there is these are the Mount Racing brass wheel inserts, and these will give you about 37.8 grams worth of weight. And these we'll get into. I'll show you. These just pop right into the hub. It doesn't take very much at all. And then the next big upgrade, at least that I have brass wise, are going to be the brass steering knuckles. And these will have to take the front end down and replace all of those. But there are other brass items that you can get. They make brass wheel weights separate. They're axle weights that actually go on to the that go up onto the axle themselves. There's brass hubs, or not brass, not hubs, but extension hubs to push your tires a little further out, which we're going to have to find out, because I don't know if these are the four-wheel drive RC, four-wheel drive RC. Yeah, these are their bead locks, and just by holding little Junior up, we can see that that's a pretty big tire compared to what's on there now. So we're going to have to do some body modification, but we're going to kind of just see what we can do with what we have here first, and then we'll take note once we get it over here on the obstacle course on where the tires and wheels are rubbing, how much distance that we have, how far the other ones, because you know the more weight that you have keeps your truck centered. It keeps it lower to the ground. So we'll see, but let's get the truck over, get Junior over. Okay, we got Junior over here on the obstacle. We're going to run him up that way, and just to give you a good idea, you can see what I mean by the way the truck moves, the articulation in it. Now, granted, the next obstacle is a little extreme, but I made it that way to be able to point out a few things concerning, you know, helping with our weight. Get it up here a little further, and oh, stay on there. I'm trying to get in the middle to use this one. Okay, there's part of. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out is you can see here, right along there, that tire is starting to rub on that body. That's where you hear that click, 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 click sound. And then down here you can see, you know, the obvious distance between the well, or the wheel well, and the tire. Of course, it's on one of these on the opposite side, so let's drop it down a little bit. We'll go a little bit further to where we can get a better idea of that. So that's where you'll be able to, once we get the wheel weight in, of course it's not going to bring it all the way down, although you can see how it kind of teeters because of how high the other side is up in the air. And again, if you look up here, we have tire rubbing on that fender. So with a little bit of body modification, I mean, we can't see the difference in how much that shock is compressed or it's not compressed to see what the body's not allowing full movement in the shock is. So what we might do is real quick. Okay, so this is the wall. There's 2 videos that I've got posted on how it was built, put together and painted and all that good stuff. So check it out, it's pretty cool. But I wanted an obstacle, something to scale stuff. We love our micro crawler courses that we have in our basements and garages. So in keeping with that, I did my best to make it look like rock. It looks really good. I think it kind of looks like rock, but it also kind of looks like a big mud slick, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and take Junior here, put him on the wall, see how far he goes without putting any of the brass or any of the modifications in. This is all stock. The motor hasn't been changed, the transmission hasn't been changed, any of that stuff. So it is as is. So let's see how far up we can get it to go. Mike?
Yep,
is there
you're
plenty
good.
of room? Okay, here we go. Of course. There you go. Now I do have it on my remote. There are 3 different speed settings on the remote that comes with it. There is for slow, medium, and fast. The slower is of course, give you more traction or more for your crawling. But see how that? I don't know if you can see it in the frame, but see how how high this wheel is on this side off. Keep going. Can you see it on there? How much it comes up? I mean, he really comes up. So, with your brass wheel weights and those kind of. Oh, there he goes. It's top heavy. So what we're battling is we're fighting the body. That's where all the weight is. That's why it wants to kick itself back. So let's try again. This time that was low. Let's try a medium gear. It's really not a medium gear. It's just a medium setting for the motor. Just to see, can't get past that one spot there. We can pick a different line to go. Try over here. Oh, nope. Yeah, as long as it's catching on film, you can really see that side. I guess I can turn this. All right, we'll try it in a higher gear, or the high speed. Maybe we could just barrel our way up that hill, so we'll give it a try. You can still see how that one tire comes up before you're losing traction. I think if I get it in the right spot, you'll hear that. You'll hear the fenders rubbing. Come on. Oh, nope. About halfway, so that's probably the farthest I've gotten it. Here, we're going to cheat. That's where we were. That's a replacement. All right, let's try again. Let's see if we're going to go a little bit further. Oh, I thought I was going to need a catcher's mitt. And of course these are, keep in mind, these are the stock tires, so our big tires might give us a little more traction. Oh, well, it's got up a lot further than I thought it was going to originally. Kind of the idea with the course, or with the wall, is building it to the point where you wonder how many rigs you got to build until you build one that can get all the way up to the top. And I know they're out there, but for this one just being stock, if I can catch that top there a little bit. No. Okay, 3/4 of the way, but I want to show you one thing I want to do real quick. I hadn't planned on doing it, but we're going to do it. I'm going to completely pull the body off, and we're going to run just the chassis up the wall and see how far it'll go on its own. This won't take you but just a second to pull 2 screws. But that's all with just the stock transmission and the stock motor that comes with it. I do plan on ordering a new transmission for it for the next upgrade for the build. You get to the point where almost you're just building a whole new truck, because there are just so many aftermarket parts and all kinds of good stuff, fun stuff for these. So, okay, so there we go. We got the body off, so there's no body, just the chassis. So let's see what it'll do now without all that top heavy weight. All on its own. Here we go. Boy, they can really see that now, can't you? How that tire comes up. Ooh. Oh, that was loud. So you can already see that just with the body off of it, how much further we've gotten it to go. I mean, that's more than 3/4 of the way. I mean, about 3/4 of the way. I don't think we're going to try a little bit, but I don't know if we can get up that other. Oh. Standing straight on end. I mean, that's pretty. I didn't think it would get that far. But again, you know, once we get our parts put in for the weight, hopefully that would be the weight of the truck alone, the wheels. I mean, it's just barely touching. It's maybe off of the course about 1/4 of an inch. And we're going to try a little bit, see if we can get a little bit further. I mean, he's standing straight up. Oh boy. You got to give Axial credit. These things are tough. I mean, they will take a beating. I haven't broken any of the plastic parts on it yet, but they're pretty tough. Come on. Nope. Okay, we're going to cheat one more time. One more time. I want to see it. See if we can't get past that. That's about where it was before. So. Nope. Well, I don't think we're going to get it. But still, I mean, that gives you an idea of how much. This is what you're fighting. You're fighting the body weight. So as long as you get your center of gravity closer down to the middle, the more weight on the front is better. So, but there's other modifications for that we'll cover in later. But cool. So we're going to get wheels set up, and then we'll start working on the brass pieces. Okay, now we got Junior in the yard. We can talk about some brass and a couple other things. When it comes to the stock steering linkage that's on the truck, the screws that hold the steering linkage for the stock are not the same thread size as the brass knuckles. So if you go this route to add these, be prepared that the stock linkage screws aren't gonna work. Now, I suppose you could probably pop, although I don't recommend it, because the last thing I need is people complaining because I told you to pop the screw out and use a different type of screw for it, so that you could use the stock with the add-on brass knuckle, and then, you know, pop those out and use your own screws. You could do it that way, but don't try to go run these guys down through these brass, or really any of the aftermarket parts. For instance, this right here is an aluminum front axle housing, and this will be the second one that I've gotten, only because I didn't use the hardware that it came in with it. So when I tried to use the stock hardware, which is not the same thread size, it broke off, the screw broke off within the mount, and there is no way of getting it out, and they do not make an easy out bit that tiny. So if you bust one off, be prepared. I mean, if you got a way you could mount it in a vise or something and drill it out and go up a size, all the power to you. But I have vices and drill presses, and I'm not going to bother with it. So that being said, it kind of speeds up another aspect of our build, because initially it was, let's put these parts on. These are all easy, slap them on and go parts, until we learned that, of course, the stock screws will not work with these hubs, with these steering knuckles. So it bumps us up to this guy. I wasn't planning on putting this in, because I learned this on the second time. I've taken this thing apart 3 times today, so I could show you what I'm doing. But so what we've added now, and I wasn't going to do this until later, and just about everybody I've seen, because, you know, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, that's why I'm doing it, because it's so much fun. These guys enjoy themselves, and folks having fun doing it, so why not? A lot of them upgrade to this. This is the, get it up there it is, the EMAX servo, and for those that know, they're really good. It's all metal servo. We're going to pop it out and look at it here real quick, because we got to add it to our wait list. It comes with its own. This one that I ordered came with its own. There it is. It's got the old school Metal Gear brass, and it's all metal. This one's going to add, it'll add 12 grams analog servo. So cool, but I wasn't planning on doing this until we where'd it go? There's a motor floating around here. We got the if I can read it without my glasses on, the Maker Fire, the T50, is that what it is? 50T, yeah, little torquey guy. So that was going to happen on a later build, but we're going to have to use this so that we can use our steering knuckles. So anyways, so that's another new, that's been added to the list, and it comes with various servo mounts and servo linkage and arms and whatnot. It comes with the metal horn. It also has, it comes with its own servo tray, which is floating around here somewhere. There it is, and that's aluminum also. So I like it. You get these little Allen wrenches. Do yourself a favor. Upgrade quick, because you're going to get tired of using this soon, and they don't last too long. About as long as it take would be to install that. So let's start with what's easy, because that was the idea behind all of what's easy. So the easiest upgrade are your brass wheel weights. So, and they're super easy. They just pop right in. They're just as simple as pushing them in, making sure that your outer ring that it's all nice and flush with the wheel. Quick and easy. And just by doing that, we've added 37.8 grams. It's all about weight. There you go. So those are done. See, quick and easy. They just pop in. Now, if you want to take these out, if you're gentle with it, you can find. I keep broken drill bits because eventually someday I will teach myself how to sharpen them and rehab them. But I have a couple drill bits that fit that little bitty hole there, and you just pinch your tire, and I set it down on the bench and just kind of push around random. And eventually they'll pop back out. But they go in really good. I mean, they're not going to come off or pop out while you're driving. All right, set those off to the side. So the next thing that's easy are the hubs. And I think before I said that these were the 5mm hex. I want to say they're 7s, but I may be incorrect. And these, you just pull your plastic cap off, or your plastic hub off, and then these slide back into that place. Now, the one thing I will tell you is they don't pop on or they don't click on like the stock ones do. So they are really loose. I mean, they come off, they're really easy. So, but I mean, once your wheel is on there and it's all tightened up, they're fine. But while you're working around on the bench, they drop right out. So usually what I do is I go ahead and pull them, set them off to the side, and then I pull all my pins. So at least that's prepped. These will go back on last. So that brings us finally down to our steering servo, our EMAX servo, and our brass knuckles, and the housing. So, let's do that real quick. That's on the list of things to do, and we can bust it out real quick. Keep in mind when you're changing out your differential covers, there are 6 screws. 4 of them are the same size and 2 of them are longer, and the 2 longer screws go up to hold your linkage housing, or it's the housing for your upper linkage. I like to go ahead and put the bearing, there we go, on the gear, the worm gear there. And drop our housing on. And then we're going to start with our 2 longest screws. there. All right, there we have it. There's a little differential cover there. Now the front. Go. Now you can see that brass differential plate that I was trying to point out earlier. And that guy is 9 grams. Get the servo out. There you go. That's out of the way. Let's get that servo tray off also. Go. Got our new servo tray is mounted. Okay. Go ahead and mount our servo. I was just seeing how well that travels up through there. So what's hidden? It's at the top of the servo clips. It's hitting right there. Right there. I went ahead and got the servo tines filed down a bit more, so it's not wanting to hang up near as bad as it was before, so I'm happy with it for now. Now let's work on getting our steering knuckles put in. Uh-oh. There we go. And you go to put the bearings back into these brass ones. Just take your time. Don't try to force it in there.
go, that one dropped in. That one dropped in, that one real nice. And there's our steering knuckles on. Everything's still in line. If you get them opposite each other, you're going to know because it's going to be pointing up at an angle away from you. But it's all, keep it all nice and line across the board. Want this linkage to be as parallel with the bottom as you can get. Looking like that looks pretty good. There we go. Very nice. Very, very nice. Just to trim just a little bit, but doesn't need much. Cool. Okay. Your like before at the beginning, these just drop right on. Okay, let's put a battery in. I mean, it's substantially, you can, when you're done, you'll be able to tell the difference. It is much heavier than what it was when we started. There we go. I don't want to shorten them because there's a good possibility that in a lot of the mods they move the transmitter, the receiver portion, the electronics from here and put it towards the back, and they mount the battery up front because the battery is heavier than this. Again, back to weight. Let's turn it on. See what. Now that's much better turn radius. So much better. Let's adjust the trim just a little bit. Nice. Cool. Take a little bit of fine tuning. What we'll do is we'll zero it on our remote. Shut off the power to it. Eyeball back. This looks more straight. There we go. Turn it back on. There we go. Now we got it. Cool. Okay, so there it is. All done with our first round of modifications. All right, so what we had to do, we had to trim the ears here, the edge of the servo. I filed it down so they were flush with the edge of the mount, and that gives us, it's not wanting to bind up near as bad as it was before. So you're going to have to do a little bit of work on that. We learned that the stock steering assembly will not thread into, the screws are too big, they will not thread into the brass. You're going to run a risk of either cross-threading or busting them out. And remember, there is no easy out that small. So we got our rear diff cover on, our hubs are on, our wheel inserts. Tell you what, just out of curiosity, let's weigh him up and see what he weighs now. Trusty does handy dandy scale. Grams. Tell you what. All right. All right, so before the mods, stock weight was 8.38 ounces. Weight now after our mods is 10.73 ounces. So there's a big difference. The brass helps. I mean, it does, but we're going to find out for sure, because once I get all this reset back up, we're going to fire the camera back up and put him back up on the wall. All right, guys, stick around. Okay, so we got Junior back on the wall. He's had his upgrades, all the brass is on. The last time we ran it when we were on the wall, when it was stock, we had the body off because I was showing you, you're fighting against the top heavy, you're fighting against that body. So we're going to kind of do it backwards. We're going to try to go up without the body on it, and then we'll put the body on. So let's see how far he'll go with his new goodies on him. Low speed, trying to actually, you know. So that's quite a difference just in from before.
it's up quite a bit on that front end. Not near as bad as it was. It's still up. Let's try to catch that. Let's bump it up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that's not quite halfway. Come on. Something felt loose, but it's not. All right, one more time. Well, yeah, I mean, it's, you get him up there, it's just finding the right line to follow on it, but okay, there's the spot he always gets stuck at, even when the body was off, so. Okay. So if you hit that right line on the wall, we can get him about 3/4 of the way up, almost to the top. I'm going to set this down, and then we'll put our other obstacle that we had set up before, and then we can get a little closer look at what's going on. Okay, bring Junior up. We still have, you could probably see it on that body.
I'm going to zoom in.
See how it's catching. So we still got to do I haven't done anything to the body yet, so, but we will get there. So we know we got to take a little bit off of here. But you could see now before it had its brass, remember we would still be up in the air with it. But now that it's got its brass, it wants to come down nice and smooth. We still have, we're hitting the body, or the tires hitting the fender on the back, so we'll have to take a little bit of that out. It's hard to see, but all three, these tires are all hitting. Of course, it's obvious that this one isn't, but that weight really wants to keep it, you know, keep that front end down. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I could crawl it backwards, but let's try and do it all in reverse. Yeah, they could really see that. I don't know if you could.
I'll zoom in again.
Well, maybe we could do it. Maybe we could do it this way.
There, can you see more of
Yeah.
underneath there?
Yep.
Yep, okay. Still a little dark. Uh-oh. Anyways, well, we tried to go backwards all the way. So there we have it. All the brass is in. We still need to do some body mods a little bit. You know, take a little bit out here and a little bit out there. But I'm waiting to do that because we'll probably do that around the next round for suspension, because we got these big crazy monster guys that are going to go on there, and we know it's going to need some extra work. So anyways, there we go. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out, and we appreciate it. Have a good one. Everybody stay charged.